And while the rate of job loss is down, the economy is still losing jobs. As the vice president put it, less bad is still not good.
The White House says the stimulus is working as construction projects get underway and federal money helps states avoid layoffs.
Don't just take my word for it. Analysts from Moody's to IHS Global Insight to the Economic Policy Institute and others all estimate the Recovery Act has created or saved between 500,000 and 750,000 jobs. Matter of fact, some notable economists suggest the number is as high as 1 million.
Other economists, however, are doubtful.
I find it very difficult to believe that 750,000 jobs have been created by stimulus money that has mostly gone unspent.
In fact, only about 10% of the $787 billion stimulus has been spent so far. The president signed the stimulus in February. Since then, the rate of job loss has steadily declined, but overall, jobs are still being lost. In fact, more than 2.3 million Americans have lost their jobs since the stimulus went into effect. That's a big chunk of the 7 million jobs lost since the recession started last year.
There will be some impact. In 2010 and 11, we'll likely have about 2.5 to 3 million temporary jobs, but we've lost permanently 7 million private sector jobs. As a consequence, this is simply not repairing what's broken in the economy.
But there are signs things may be turning around. Banks are starting to lend again, the stock market is up, and real estate has rebounded.
Later this week, the White House will release its own assessment of how many jobs have been created by the stimulus. Economists will debate those numbers, but one thing is certain, they will agree that the unemployment rate now stands at its highest level in more than 25 years. Kate?
John Karl, thanks so much. And we are joined now from Washington by Secretary of Labor, Hilda Solis, who's, of course, at the center of all this. Her job is to try to get Americans back to work. Good morning, Madam Secretary.
Good morning, Kate.
You know these, I'm well, thanks. You know these numbers, though, as well as anybody does. Almost 6 million Americans have lost their jobs since last Labor Day. 15 million Americans overall out of work. It's the worst job market in 26 years. So what do you say to what we were just talking about? Is the stimulus plan helping? Is it working well enough?
Well, you know, we've only been actually implementing the stimulus program for the last 6 months. So it's a 2-year program. So we still haven't fully seen the effects of the stimulus plan. But I will tell you that in a program that I operate through the Department of Labor, we've already employed over 225,000 youth in the summer youth program. So we are rolling our monies out. We're also providing incentives for job training opportunities and also helping to expand that safety net for people who lost their job through the unemployment insurance program, giving additional weeks and in some cases also giving a $25 increase on a weekly basis. So there are things that are happening. Some people may not understand that we actually help to keep jobs, to keep police officers, teachers, people working in clinics on their jobs. So after, I think after a certain point, you're going to see in a few months that there is definitely some recovery going on in a positive way. And I hope this is a time people can look at the future and start thinking about career changes. You know, there's a lot of unemployed construction workers, manufacturers. We should be looking at green technology, high-tech areas, and also health careers. These are the areas that we see growing in the next couple of months.
Let me just ask you, though, because these are not just numbers, these are people that we're talking about. This is the front page of the New York Times this morning. I don't know if you've seen. It's all about people who've given up hope. They say they just don't even look for a job anymore because there's no hope out there. So what do you say to those folks?
I would ask them and encourage them to go visit our one-stop centers run through the Department of Labor. There are 3,000. They're across the country. People can get free services. They can revamp their resume. They can look for a new job, but they can also get skilled up and get into a training program. And if they are unemployed, chances are they're going to be eligible for financial aid and other assistance that we can provide.
So despite the rise in unemployment, go ahead.
I just want to say that we don't want people to be discouraged. I know things are hard. I've been traveling around the country, but I've also seen some inspired people looking at a new career change and getting involved and taking advantage of the training programs. I met several people, for example, who are electricians who are now involved in solar panel installation. I've seen not a retired, but a laid-off auto worker who's now going into a career of health. And I just think this is amazing how things can, you know, get forced upon people and make them look at new opportunities and choices.
Not easy, though. You understand that, obviously.
No.
Yeah.